If evenings feel harder than the rest of the day and you currently have a newborn, you are not imagining it. Many babies become fussier, they feed more often, they resist being put down, and generally just seem impossible to satisfy in the late afternoon and evening hours. It can make you question your milk, your routine, and dent your confidence. But for many babies, this is a normal developmental pattern. So in this episode, we're going to talk about why it happens, what can help, and how to get through it with more calm and understanding. There are several reasons your baby becomes more unsettled later in the day, and the main one is that they've had a full day of stimulation, a full day of light and sounds and movements and new sensations. And because their nervous system is still immature, they become more easily overstimulated, overtired, and it makes them fussy, showing you that they need help to wind down, to calm down, to regulate their nervous system. And this is what drives their need for wanting and needing to be in arms, because your body, your smell, your movement, the sound of your voice is what is familiar. That is what helps them regulate. It's their safe place. And essentially what they're doing is they are borrowing your calm. They are using you to regulate themselves, which we call co-regulation. You may find that they're wanting to feed more frequently and question your supply or your milk flow. But hormonal shifts across the day can change the speed of your letdown, and evening milk is often richer in fat, so your baby may seem impatient because the flow is slower even when the milk is there. You will notice that they want to feed constantly in the evening. They cry, they doze, they start again. They cluster feed, and cluster feeding is a common, normal, biologically appropriate pattern in the early weeks because it helps to regulate your milk supply. It calms and regulates your baby and prepares them for longer stretches of sleep later on. You will find that very often after a long period of cluster feeding, your baby is able to sleep for the same amount of time that they fed for. Unfortunately, there's not one magic solution that helps with evening fussiness, and over time you're going to find what helps you and your baby get through these periods. Usually it's going to involve reducing stimulation and increasing connection. That is what is going to help most, and keeping your baby close. Now you may find for you that means just going back to bed and allowing your baby to be on your chest skin to skin, or if you would prefer to still be doing things around the house, to put your baby into a sling or wrap so that you still have your hands free. It's the closeness that settles your baby more effectively than trying multiple gadgets or different techniques. Walking, rocking, swaying, or any form of rhythmic movement can be calming for your baby, although you may find that your baby prefers less motion. So watch your baby's cues and notice how they respond to what you are trying. Don't be surprised if what works today doesn't work tomorrow. Your baby will keep you on your toes as you adjust to what they need on that particular day, but generally it's going to come back to closeness and the feeling of comfort. You may find that changing the position you use for feeding also helps during fussy periods, and a side-lying position in bed can be particularly helpful so that you are also able to rest during these long periods of fussiness. And at the same time, it's also okay to take a break. Fussiness can test your patience and your emotional reserves, and it's easy for you to feel overwhelmed. If you have support and somebody that you feel comfortable handing your baby over to, then let them take the baby for a while and do what you would be doing and find their way of settling your baby. Obviously, if you're breastfeeding and they're requiring frequent breastfeeding, that means it's impossible. But very often you will find other ways of soothing that can just as easily be done by somebody else. Rocking, swaying, holding, walking, or even allowing them to suck on a pacifier or a finger. Remember that your baby often responds to the emotional tone around them. So if you are feeling exhausted, touched out, overwhelmed, and anxious, it's not going to help your baby to regulate. Then you don't have the calm required that they are needing in that moment. You may also question whether or not this means your baby needs additional feeds or a bottle or top-up or formula or some kind of supplemental feed to help settle them. You may assume that the evening fussiness means hunger, but babies who are bottle-fed or given expressed milk or formula often show the same evening pattern of fussiness. This period is more than feeding alone. It's about comfort, it's about regulation, and it's about being close to you. So regular top-up bottles in response to evening fussiness can sometimes interfere with your breastfeeding pattern. If you are breastfeeding, it can impact your supply, and it disrupts what is naturally happening in your baby's body. It is a time of high needs, and it can be exhausting and overwhelming. It may feel relentless and like it will never end. This is my way of reminding you that you will get through this. But if you need additional help, if you feel that what you are seeing and experiencing and feeling, whether it's what you're seeing in your baby or your ability to respond, please do reach out for help. If evenings feel relentless right now, your baby isn't broken and you're not doing anything wrong. Some phases just need to be got through rather than fixed. Remember, you can download the free handout that goes with today's topic using the link in the show notes, and this will just give you clear, practical, easy to come back to advice when you need it. You'll also find a link to my quick 2-minute audio answers that are great to binge on when you are nap-trapped or feeding your baby, and they're perfect for those moments when you need help quickly and you just don't have the time to read. And if you're currently pregnant, my book, Baby Steps to 6 Weeks, a day-by-day guide for new mothers, is the one to read before your baby arrives, and then open up and use the moment your baby is born. It becomes your day-to-day guide through the first 42 days, helping you understand what's changing, what's normal, and where to place your attention each day.